Okay, on to taxonomy. So for these first two questions in taxonomy, it's all about memorization. So you can remember the little acronym that we came up with. Dear King Philip came over for great spaghetti. Dear King Philip came over for great spaghetti. This acronym tells you the correct order of the taxonomic levels. So this first question is asking you from most to least specific. What you have to remember is that the most specific will be species. Species are the most specific. Species are the most specific. You see how species and specific kind of look alike? So the species are the most specific. So your answer has to have species as the first thing on the list. So I can immediately cross out this first one because it starts with domain, and this third one because it starts with domain. Once I cancel these out, I just have to figure out which one actually shows the correct order. So it should go species, genus, family, order, class, phylum, kingdom, domain. We need to find the one that goes this way in the correct order. So species, genus, family, order, not class. It is order. So my correct answer is B. Next one, it is asking you the same thing, but from least to most specific. Because you know that the most specific is species. Species are specific. Species are specific. You know that it has to start with domain. It has to start with domain. It is the least specific. So I can immediately cancel out B and D. And all I have left to do is see the correct order of my taxonomic levels going from domain all the way to species. So it goes domain, kingdom, phylum. Ooh, phylum, not order. It's not this one. Therefore, my answer is A. All right, next one, number 6. So it's asking you which two legumes are the most closely related. They give you a little picture of the bean. They give you the common name and the scientific name. The scientific name is where you're actually going to find your answer. Taxonomy, or the naming of all living organisms, tells you how related things are. The more names they have in common, the more related they are. So all you have to do is look at which ones share a common name. So let's see, Phaseolus lunatus. I don't see Phaseolus or lunatus anywhere else on this list. So I'm going to say that this one is probably not very closely related to the rest. Vigna radiata. I see Vigna unguiculata and Glycine max. Both of these have the same name, Vigna. If you remember, the first name of a scientific name is going to be the genus, and the second name is going to be the species. Every time, it will always be genus, species. Wow, I don't know how to write. So both of these, the mung bean and the sitao, share the same genus. This tells me they are probably very closely related. Last one is Glycine max. None of the other ones have the glycine name in it, so I'm going to assume that this is not very related to the rest. So my answer is going to be the mung bean and sitao are the most closely related. Last one, why do scientists across the world need a taxonomic naming system? This one has many parts. One would be to avoid language barriers. Things are said differently in different languages, so it would be really hard for scientists to communicate if there was a language barrier. That's why we came up with this scientific name that are in Latin, that the whole world was like, okay, we'll use this to not get confused. Another reason is to see how related organisms are. All right, so these are the two biggest ones. Avoiding the language barriers improves the communication between scientists. communication between scientists. Scientists all over the world. Alrighty, and that was it for taxonomy.